A very good morning. So today we discuss about limiting factors and law of tolerance in the ecological factor. Right. So a limiting factor is a resource or a environmental condition which limits the growth, abundance, or a distribution of an organism, or it may be population within an ecosystem, right? So this can be neither physical or a biological factors, which can be identified through a response of a increased or a decreased growth, abundance, or a distribution of a population when the factor is changed and when the other factor necessary for to a life or not, right? So limiting factor are theorized under Liebig's law of a minimum. So here which actually the law states that the growth is not controlled by the total amount of resource available but by the scarce resources here. So the limiting factor restricts organisms from occupying their fundamental niche and result instead in the fulfillment of their actual or a realized niche. So here that is a again here in the limiting factor nothing but it is an environmental condition where it is having a limits for the growth distribution within an ecosystem of a single organism or a population, right? So that is nothing but a limiting factor which is having a limits in a within an ecosystem. It may be an individual organism or it may be a whole population here. So again here types of limiting factors are there. First one, density dependent factor, that is a are those factors whose effect on a population is determined by the total size of a population. Predation and disease as well as resource availability are all example of density. You know density, right? So here density dependent factors are nothing but there are predation, disease, resource availability. So these are some examples here. And the diseases likes to spread quicker through a large denser population and they impact the number of individuals within a population more than it would in a smaller or more widely dispersed population here. That is a density dependent factor. Next, density independent factor. That is a density independent limiting factor is one in which limits the size of a population, which limits the size of a population, but whose effect is not dependent on the size of a population. So here dependent nothing but a right density will depend on the population size, but in independent it will not affect the size of a population. The size of population remain same, that is nothing but the number of individuals. For example of a density independent factor include environmentally stressful events such as earthquakes, tsunami and volcanic eruptions, as well as sudden climatic changes that may be flood, drought, and destructive occurrences, right? So, such as the input of extreme environmental pollutants, right? So, density independent factor will usually kill all members of a population, regardlessly of a population size. So these are again density dependent factor and a density independent factor. So next, physical and biological limiting factor are there. I told you in the limiting factor it may be physical or a biological, which limits the growth of a whole population or a individual organisms within an ecosystem. So here physical and biological limiting factor can also be split into further categories. That is a physical factors or a abiotic factor. You know abiotic, non-living, right? Include temperature, water availability, oxygen, salinity, light, food and nutrients. While biologic factors or a biotic factor, those are a living which involve interaction between the organisms right? That is a predation, competition, parasitism, and a herbivory, right? So these are a biological limiting factors. That is a living and a non-living limiting factor, nothing but a. So next comes an important topic, that is a law of a limiting factor. In that you are in Shelford's law of a tolerance, right? So Shelford's law of tolerance is a principle developed by an American geologist Victor Einstein Shelford in 1911. So here the Shelford's law of tolerance states that an organism's success is based on a complex set of conditions, and that each organism has a certain minimum or a maximum and a optimum environmental factor or a combination of factors that determines the success here. According to the law of tolerance, populations have an optimum survival condition within a critical minimal or a maximum thresholds, right? As a population is exposed to extremes of a particular limiting factor, the rate of survival begins drop. So depend upon the rate of survival, the limiting factor will be, right? It may be maximum or a minimum, right? So the distribution of a species in response to limiting factor can be represented as a bell-shaped curve with a three distinct regions are there. One is a optimal zone, zone of stress, and a zone of intolerance. So first one, optimal zone, that is a central portion of a curve which has conditions that favor maximal reproductive success and survivability. Zone of stress, that is nothing but a regions flanking the optimal zone where organisms can survive but with reduced reproductive success. So last is a zone of a intolerance, that is the outermost region in which organisms cannot survive. It represents extremes of the limiting factor. So you can see in the diagram, it is nothing but an environmental factor which is of a optimal range, that is having a bell-shaped curve and a range of tolerance. Next one is a, that is a intolerance, which is a extreme. There is a no presence of individuals only. So according to the Shelford's law of tolerance, there are upper and lower threshold value on the gradient beyond which the species cannot survive. In the optimal range they can survive, but in the intolerance range the individual cannot survive, right? It is of a extreme position. So this is about the Shelford's law of a tolerance, that is a law of limiting factor. Thank you.